This song is called Dominoes. Getting further in the shadows by the minute. Bet against your better hand. Wound up at twice the legal limit. Some things never go to plan. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Store a lethal dose, but limit your exposure. Hang onto your hopes, baby, don't accept it's over. Stack 'em up like dominoes. Wait for the bitter wind to blow. You demand I run it past the red line. Your wish is my command. Keep me up like a canary in a coal mine. Pretend not to understand. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Store a lethal dose, but limit your exposure. Hang on to your hopes, baby, don't accept it's over. Stack 'em up like dominoes. Wait for the bitter wind to blow. I found you so immaculate, I didn't see the flaws. You come off as so innocent, I didn't see the claws. Sit and wait for unconditional surrender. Call a sure thing just a lucky shot. Left her feet before I could remember. Abandoned my head on the chopping block. Well, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Store a lethal dose, but limit your exposure. Hang on to your hopes, baby, don't accept it's over. Stack 'em up like dominoes. Wait for the bitter wind to blow. Stack 'em up like dominoes. Wait for the bitter wind to blow.
All right. Let me get myself on this screen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 33rd edition of the Community Pulse. Once again, we got a great show lined up for everybody. We have David Cartrett as the featured artist. Nate, a.k.a. Crimson Crux, as the featured co-host. And he has a lot of questions for David, and I know we're going to find out a lot about him. as many of you know, the opening track, that was Valerie Bhat, a brilliant artist, talented as F. She's just fantastic. Everything she does is live, which makes it even more fascinating. Valerie's been a good friend of mine, a good supporter of my channel since I came into this community 4 years ago. I appreciate you, Valerie, and thank you for allowing me to open the show with Dominoes. It's a great track. You guys already have the link there. Just so you all know, Valerie streams, many of you do already know, every Friday afternoon, but many of you may not know, and the ones that are in from my immediate community, if you're looking for guitar pedals, you can have one custom made to the exact sound that you want. She actually makes them herself. She's got a lot of good things going on her channel. And like I said, she's an amazing supporter of so many of these communities and people in the communities. And we love you, Val. Thank you very much. The featured channel for the week is Adam Holtz. Now, Adam was in the community when I first came in. I'd see him here and there. And then he kind of disappeared, but he certainly is back, and he is the feature channel of the week. And yeah, I'd like to play a little montage that I created for Adam's channel, so let's give it a shot. His channel will be pinned at the top of the chat. Please go over and offer up some support. Let's check it out.
Could this be the start of something new? Could this be my love, or only you? With the Beatles songs, you can't go wrong, for you'll never hear a better song. Music is love. Love is music. Doesn't really matter what she wears. Brings each room. That's what she shares. Is a very special thing. There's nothing better than guitars, girls, and cars. I thought I could trust you.
how good is that? Let me just hit pause here and bring myself back up. Hopefully I did hit pause. Yes. All right. Yeah. So that's Adam Holtz. Like I said, he'll be his channel's pinned at the top of the chat. Please go over and offer up some support if you haven't already supported, subbed to his channel. You won't be disappointed. At least once a week, he'll put out a song, and they're always great. Yeah, the show closer tonight. I want to mention it now that thank you, D. Lynn and Reinhold Tracks, for allowing us to play YouTube. We're going to play it as the show closer tonight. And down the road, it will be the opening portion of our show once I create a little video for it. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to get on with this show. What do I want to start off with so I don't forget? It is Barry Glenn's birthday today. So lots of birthday cakes and whatever we have there. Happy birthday, Barry. You're a real good friend and an amazing supporter in this community, a brilliant artist. Happy birthday, my friend. Yeah, so at the beginning of the show, before we bring on Nate, I want to point out the notable streaming channels that I start off the show with. I start off with these 7 because I feel they do a lot for the community. I wouldn't be here today, or you wouldn't have heard my music today if it weren't for these top 2. And number 1 is Metalhead Hippie, every Friday, the 907 Global Music Co-op, Friday at 4 p.m. Anybody out there that wants to submit a song, all you have to do is email Jeff, and he'll be glad to play it, as long as you're not a dick. Pete John is actually the first community that I went into. I saw a post about submit your song, and I thought, yeah, this is crap. And sure enough, about 3 or 4 weeks later, I got an email saying that he's going to play my song on New Year's Day. It was pretty cool. I was really excited. And yeah, so every Sunday at 7 p.m., which has changed now. Did I change it? No, I didn't. See? 6 p.m. Sundays. Your Music Live. You go onto his channel. The pin. We're posting the links now. Go onto his channel, fill out the form, and you'll get your music played. Then we have Thomas Christ with You Rock Wednesdays at man, I gotta change the times on this. I'm gonna say 5 p.m. Am I right, Folk Punk? Are you out there? Hello. Yeah. Same deal. You just submit, fill out a form, submit it. Every Wednesday, he'll play your music. Jade Starr, she has the live weekly interviews, kind of where I got this idea, kind of. And but she does a much more organized and well done interview, presented well and everything like that. Ours is just like shoot from the hip and yeah, see what comes out. So Jade, she has her show every Thursday. Independent Many United, Friday at 8 p.m. She has the Indy After Dark. 1 week she'll flip it around as discussions and then music, and then she'll flip it around to music and then discussions afterwards. It's a pretty cool show. I'm a great supporter of this channel. Chad Freeman, Ham Sunday on Sunday, every Sunday at 10 p.m. Chad is out there pushing our music. And once again, all you have to do is email Chad. Once again, a great supporter of all of us unsigned indie artists. Then we have 15th Band, the Indie Music Rollercoaster, Fridays at 9 p.m. And it's called the Music Rollercoaster for a reason. If you haven't been there, Dom, what's going on, brother? You'll know why they call it the roller coaster. It's the fastest stream you'll ever be involved with. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna bring on Nate from Crimson Crux. Nate. Maybe I should mute my guest. That would just be kind.
It's good to see you, man.
Great to see you too, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Awesome.
Here, ready to rock and roll, man. Can't wait to get into it with David.
Yeah, but before we do that, you've got some pretty exciting news for us, and love what you guys are doing.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, there's a little premiere coming up this Thursday at 8:32, correct?
8:32. That's right.
Yeah. So we're going to be posting that link throughout the show as well. I prepared a little something, I took your promo reel and
okay, you were saying you were talking about this.
Just added some length, and I was just having fun, and I'm allowed to. It's my show, and
absolutely, man. Let's see it.
I hope you like it.
I'm sure I will.
Let me do this because it's my video. I want everybody to see it, so I'm not posting any chats. All right, what am I doing? Full screen.
Look at you, man. Frank's got editing skills. How
Did
cool
you like
is
it?
that, man?
Did you like it?
I did. Thank you, man. That was cool, man. Yeah, just added a little something on a very plain YouTube short. So super cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this Thursday at 8:32, we got the premiere set. Been wanting to cover I'm a huge Misfits and Michael Graves fan, so I've wanted to cover that song for a very long time. So this Thursday, 8:32, would love to have everybody there at the premiere and hang out with us.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to get a lot of support. You're a huge supporter of just like so many people in this chat. Hello, everybody.
Well, so many beautiful people, man. So many talented, beautiful people that deserve much more subs and attention than what they're getting.
Yeah, well, and it's the likes of these 7 that have done their part, and as Jade always says, we rise together, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So making the video, you said you had a little blooper, and I do want to play it, if in case anybody had missed this blooper. Let's just play it right now, because I just love how much fun you both have, and the excitement. Because when I tell you the buildup is so big, I get about, I don't know, before the last song and before this one, at least 10-15 texts, and it's a lot of fun. I can just feel the excitement. Yeah, it's beautiful. So let's play this little blooper.
cool.
What the heck happened to this music video shoot? I quit.
You put me in the costume.
I'm done. I quit.
I can't even name. Hang on.
Understand.
Let me go back here.
Yeah. Let's get back to the screen, Frank.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
Oh man.
Oh
man.
That was too funny. What is she saying? You
We've
put
got-
me in my costume.
We've got quite a few clips from. I think I'm gonna do like a blooper reel montage after the video comes out. There's a lot I don't want to spoil, footage, because we have cameos from several different monsters. The whole video is just a tribute to the 30s and 40s, 50s black and white monster films. Yeah, we found a bunch of masks and outfits, on Amazon, and ones that look legit. I mean, I was surprised. I found 3 or 4 masks from that era with those those monsters that looked really legit. And I'm like, okay, so we have our theme here. And yeah, we had a misbehaving wolf man, and she did a little extra dancing with a couple of the other characters. So I think I'm going to kind of put a little blooper thing together after the video comes out.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, so I'm going to just shout out a couple of people, because I know there's a lot that are from Europe, and I wanted to get their names mentioned here. We see my friend Frank Mel. We'll start off with Sylvia Blasser, Morning Glory, and Evening Grace. Another beautiful track by Sylvia. We've got Frank Mel, Sky Gods. I met Frank about a year ago, and we just kept supporting one another, and now here we are in these communities. It's a great thing. And Frank, you've got some fantastic music, track after track. Everything is just like, the production is just so epic. Music connects people. Dark techno. That's my friend from Italy, Andrea Amacucci. And we have Forest of the Wolf, Don't Knock on My Door, Welton Kinder, Starry Heart, a Colorful Energy remix. We've got Linda Jean, all the way from Calgary, Girl Crush, Little Big Town cover. Another friend from Italy, I think I seen her in there, Maria. Hope everything is well. Mary put out, she does a lot of videos for a lot of these classic songs, and more importantly, she's an amazing supporter of so many people in this community. Here Without You, a Three Doors Down cover. It's an awesome track. And we do have such similar taste. It seems like every song she's putting out is like, man, I'm glad to hear that again. Jenny's Country Music Channel, I believe she's out of England. The Cheap Seats, Alabama cover. She also has a pop channel. I don't know if I have that included here. There was so many, I had to take a few out. DJ and I had like over 110 just premieres this week. John Lemon and Lemonade, with the Mariannes. Follow Our Path. John Lemon is another great supporter, as are so many here of our communities. Obsidian Snow, Not Perfect. Colorful Energy put out a track called Halloween. The Amateurs featuring Ian Luckett, Seawall. We got Gary Guitar Hack with a Yamaha Revstar Jam, brand new guitar he purchased. Mike Shaner Music, Where Is My Mind, a really cool Pixies cover. We got Mike Hermston. Love, keep it simple. He's actually put out 2 versions of this, and it's like night and day, and he released them back to back. You want a brilliant artist. I would really love to see Michael join our community. Please take a few minutes and go check out his channel. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. Rain Music, Spring Trap, Gordon Lee Weaver, Time Now to Fly, Gary Schaefer and the Pick and Pilots put out a track called Numb, and our good friend Paul with Stay, and obviously you all know that our DJ Big Red 81 does all the mastering there. And we'll stop at number 20, King of Rockets, Century of the Self. Welcome back, King of Rockets. It's been a while. And yeah, so let's bring on our featured
let's do it. I can't wait to get into it.
Yep, and it's perfect time. It's 7:41. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's David Cartret.
David, what's going on, man?
Maybe I should unmute our guest.
I do that all the time.
Yeah. What's going on, David?
How's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. We're pumped. I know,
yes, sir.
Especially Nate, man. We've been going back and forth for a week. Yeah, and we got a little surprise for you, because
what you got?
Once Nate found out that he was the co-host, he picked his own songs. So this is going to be a nice little surprise for you. And I think there's a couple that you both had, but yeah, so he's pretty much put together this this little show, and yeah, go ahead, Nate. It's all yours. I'm going to get caught up to the chat and see what's going on.
David, how is it going, man? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Doing great. Any working on any new music, or just enjoying the holiday season coming up?
I'm actually working on a few songs.
Okay. There we go.
What? You need titles?
I'm just saying, if you want to give them. So no, man. No, I know everybody here is excited to have you there. You've got such, like we were talking about, backstage, you've got such a rich musical history, right? Like going back,
right.
I watched some earlier videos, and I noticed that beautiful 80s hair. I noticed there were a couple videos that kind of had a glam feel to them, that you may or may not have covered songs like, Skid Row's, was it Piece of Me? And I think there was a Journey cover slipped in there somewhere.
Yep.
So let's kind of go back, right? I first discovered you on Jeff's on Metalhead Hippie stream, right? And he played a little band called Up Spook Hill. I know a lot of the community is familiar with that band that you and Greg Hutto were in. And that was my first experience kind of getting exposed to, your guys' history. And I didn't know your backstory or, what Up Spook Hill was. And it came on and I'm like, wow, this is really, really good. It reminded me of like that 90s, when the 80s hair bands were transitioning to like a harder rock, like in the 90s. And it wasn't hair metal, but it wasn't grunge. It was just like this real dirty, like it wasn't quite Skid Row or GNR either. It was just this dirty, like just heavy, hard rock that was coming out of the early 90s. And I heard of Spook Hill and I'm like, who is this vocalist? It's just the range was there, the skill set, and I'm like, I gotta know who these guys are. And then Jeff mentioned David Cartret, so try to do a little research on you. And to my surprise, like we talked about, you're a very mysterious man. Like there is not a whole lot of information on you, which, like Frank had said, a lot of the people that are extremely skilled or have credentials can be kind of mysterious because they don't brag about their accolades or where they've been or what they've done. And I'm like, that's pretty much David in a nutshell. There's not much on the Facebook, the YouTube. So let's dive in. I always like to kind of start with where did you start, right? So growing up, what first got you into music? What were your parents listening to? What sparked that interest to just get into music in the first place?
Okay, we got to go back. So when I was younger, probably about 5 or 6 years old, my mother had me singing in the church. So that's kind of where everything started at. It was in the church.
Yeah, me too.
And
that's
also,
awesome.
yeah. And also, as I got a little older, a few years later, I used to go to this lady's house and take piano lessons. So, I know the basic. I know how to play piano and everything, but as time went on, I kind of self-taught myself because she ended up moving. So everything I've kind of learned along the way, I kind of self-taught myself. So, but yeah, but as far as I was gonna say, as far as Greg goes and Up Spook Hill goes, actually we met in college. So,
we'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure. It's funny. That's almost identical to where I kind of started. I took piano for a little bit, theory, and then was like, this isn't, just kind of like what you did, branched off. So that's awesome. So now, what were your kind of influences? You've got a little musical background there, picking up piano, learning, a little bit of theory. What was that artist? What was that band that you were like, this is it? Like you heard that and you went, I want to do that.
There's like a little bridge here because when I was younger, probably in the 80s, when Michael Jackson was so famous, I was into Michael Jackson and the Jacksons. Okay.
Sure.
But once I got a certain age, got into rock and roll, Kiss. So Kiss was probably my biggest influence coming up at that point. So that's kind of why my music's kind of, I gotta have a beat and I gotta have rock. I try to combine the two.
That makes a whole lot of sense. Listening to your that's such a great answer because when you listen to a lot of your newer stuff, right, you can hear the industrial elements, right? Yeah. But you hear your voice and the early stuff and you're like, well, dude, it's totally my chops. Like I'm listening to it going, okay, you hear that the high vocals, right? That range, that real 90s like rock coming out of the 80s. And then, like I said, you've got kind of the industrial transition. And so that's a really good glimpse into, just how you came into that diversity, right? Putting that into your music and stuff. That's great. So going from Kiss, learning, just kind of loving what they're doing, starting off with Michael Jackson. How did that lead into your first band? What was your first band?
Radius.
Okay, so circa like what year are we talking here?
86, 87. I was probably about 16, 17 years old, somewhere around there.
Wow, so, I was in diapers. So, I'm sure the community is gonna let just light up the chat right now, but wow, Radius. So what kind of style were? I'm just curious.
We did a lot of original stuff, but we kind of did the same thing like Up Spook Hill done. We done Journey and stuff like that. I mean, I said Journey. We were doing like the 70s rock stuff.
Is this the band? Like your first two videos on your channel? I think it was a bar or some club that you were playing. We did the Skid Row
and I was wearing a black leather jacket. Or do you remember?
The hair. Hey, all I saw was the light in the hair, and like you had me at hair. So, what was that band, or was that a different band?
When Radius, we played for I can't remember what it was for, but we played. My mind's kind of gone. I'm getting a little older. So,
hey, easy.
But we played at
Frank.
We played for these people, whatever. But all I remember is everybody got a little wasted that night, and it just kind of like went a little crazy.
Right. Some of those clubs can be, but believe me, I've been in that scene a while ago. It can get very funny, very fast.
Yeah.
I thought they were great covers, man. Like I loved it. Now, was that band or was that a different band?
Now, Radius was the first band I was in before I went to college. That was my high school band.
Okay. Okay.
Now, which band are you talking about? I'm not sure.
The 2 YouTube videos where you were playing that club, I think you did the Skid Row and the Journey covers.
Horn. Greg was in that band. That was Little Bighorn.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. What? That was before Spook Hill. Good God, there's so many bands.
Just bring it up, right? Hey.
Yeah.
You're just digging there.
That band, I was in that band when I turned 21, because I remember we used to go down to that club, and I was like 20 years old, and we were about alcohol. They didn't know I was 21. I was 20, and on my birthday they was like, "Hey, Dave, it's your birthday. He's 21," and the bartender was like, "Dude, I didn't know you weren't 21. What in the world?"
Wasn't it like the Wild West back then? Like,
oh yeah.
I'm even talking like early 2000s, like compared to what goes on now. Because like my brother used to bounce for Monster Party Productions. It was just a local production agency, and so our band would get a lot of gigs through there. And he'd be like, "Dude, you wouldn't believe some of the stuff that the kids would get away with just because of the lack of like vetting and like going through." So I totally, like when you were saying that, I'm like, it just brings back all these memories.
Yeah. Back then it was a lot more. People did what they wanted to do back then. And I mean, they're so tight now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's so. And then like with the biometric facial recognition, and then just there's so much that is known about you, and so much vetting, and so much the security measures are. I think the good times, the fun times that we had, like growing up in the music scene, even for me, just 20, 25 years ago. The landscape's completely changed now. I personally, I think guys like us had a lot more fun. That's just
oh yeah.
That's me. But so
I don't know how old you are, but I always thought you were a lot younger than me. But it's good to know that we're close to the same age.
I just turned 40. I just turned 40 in September, but I got a really young start. I started.
I got you.
Playing shows when I was a teenager too. So
really good skin product.
Right around. What's that?
I'm really good skin product.
Hey, I talked to Head Friani about that, and he was telling me about moisturizer. So that's another conversation I'm going to have with him.
Well, we'll have to have that conversation. I need to know what you're using.
Yeah, David, I'll let you know as soon as Head Friani lets me know what he's his secret to how he looks so young. I'll message you.
Is that oil of Olay?
What's that, Frank?
It's okay. I'm in my own little world. Go ahead.
We're right around the college era here, right? So you did Radius. Did you do a lot of shows with them? Now, was that band more of like honing your skills? Because I know a lot of bands, like when I was a teenager, it was a lot of garage band kind of stuff, and you really spent that time kind of honing your skills and that craft. And is that kind of what Radius was, or were you kind of already informed with your vocals?
Okay, let's go back a little bit more, back to the church.
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, when I was coming up in the church, also we had a youth choir, so I sung in the youth choir. I sang in church probably the whole time coming up. So I've never really had any trouble singing, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
Then when I got in Radius, I remember, I think it was Lyde McMillan, a friend of mine. He's the one that asked me, he's like, "Dave, I know you sing. You want to join a band?" I was like, "Sure." And we did it for like 3 years. We played a few gigs. We played house parties and stuff like that. But the main thing was one of the guys in the band, he had an old store that his dad used to own back in the day. We had converted it into the band building because it was no longer a store. And it had posters on the wall. I've actually got videos of that. Maybe I should post some of that stuff.
I would love to. Just for me, I would love to see it.
But we used to have a lot of parties down there and stuff. It was mainly like a party building more than anything else. But we had good times. It was good times.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I'm going to do a couple of shoutouts, and then we should get on to the first song. We're going to continue with 21. We've got East Virginia Studios. As we know, Dwight, Do It All Again, Counterfeit Self for Linda, Lori's Mishmash, Hell is for Children. What an amazing cover they did with a nice full cover band. Hypnotic Transmission, The End of the Known World. Midnight Bandit is consistently putting out some great tracks. Deed 1951, you have to go check out this. He did a nice little AI video, and I love horses. Just check out this video. Turtle Drum, Longing to Belong. Adam Holtz, our featured channel for the week. Much is Love. Mike Conway, The Full Bug. Van Halen drum cover. Fantastic drummer. You got to go check out Mike if you hadn't already. Covered by CQ, Chris, an amazing supporter of so many of these channels. Sonic Grace, The Earth is Filled with His Glory. Fantastic track. Paula Benson, I Can See Clearly, a Johnny Nash cover. I hope you all have gone over to Paula's. Yes, I've seen so many have jumped over to Paula's channel. She's just a bubble. She's just the most loveliest person on YouTube that I know. You have to, if you're not smiling after watching any one of her posts, something's not right. Emery Island Hotel California Eagles cover. Am I allowed to say it, or am I going to get shut down?
Right.
Take Two drum covers. Everybody Wants You, Billy Squire track. Mike Singing for a Smile, Sunshine Superman. D. Lynn, Why Are We Killing Them? What a beautiful song, D. It's absolutely beautiful. Please go check that out. Michael A.K. Zealand, the Cuddy Sark. Story. You got to go check this out. I think Michael's got about 3 this week. Please go check out Michael's channel. Greg Hutto, your man. Yeah.
Greg.
Gravity's Betrayal. Man, I love that artist. I'm going to stop right there because when I met you both, I forgot how we met, but it's obviously one of these streams. But ever since then, I don't think I've missed any of your releases since. And I really dig that grunge. It's a little bit of industrial grunge, and then it's got the metal, and it goes from the early 90s right to 2000, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. I love your music. You and
Greg
put
Greg
on
and
quite a show.
Greg and David are just like the perfect duo. Greg is, I always call him the Sludge King. Like he's just the Sludge King, man. You like listen to that, and I'm like, I don't know anybody that sounds closer to Lane Staley than Greg. Like he just, man, he's got killer vocals. And then I love. So we'll get into this a little bit later too about your vocals.
Okay.
But
Do you want to play a track first?
let's do it. We haven't heard from yet, and this first track is probably this. I can't. This is where I want to go. So
Okay.
let's play that first track.
So just so everybody knows, Snooks posts all the tracks that we're going to be hearing from David, as well as the Pianist links when that time comes. This first track is easy.
Stop it, Chad. Just
Easy.
stop it.
David Cartrette, Follow Your Heart, 1992. Yeah. So let's, again, all these tracks were handpicked by Crimson Crux. Let me take this off and bring, oh yeah, we got to watch a bit of this because of my mess.
Why?
Why? Because we
what you feel inside. We play this foolish game. We put our love aside. Shattered dreams and promises is all that we have shared. Broken hearts and distant lies. It's no wonder you're scared. Will we stand the test of time? Or will you go on running from what you feel inside? Follow your heart. It will lead you back to me. Follow your heart. Blinded eyes can't see. I cannot sleep at night. Voices in my head. Where will I go? What will I do? Remembering what you said. Now I sit in the freezing rain. It tears into my heart. When I see you in my dreams, it rips my world apart. Will I stand here on my own? Will you go on running? I'm waiting for your call. Follow your heart. It will lead you back to me. Follow your heart. Blinded eyes, they just cannot see. Follow your heart. It will lead you back to me. Follow your heart. Blinded eyes can't see.
Damn. Like, radio
there we go. To unmute
ready
myself.
or
Yeah.
what, you know? It's like
That pre-chorus drop. I love that line right before the chorus. That is just so. I'm like, here it comes, and then boom, the follow your heart part. And you're like, that is just arena rock at its best. I mean, that is what now. Okay, so what band was that?
That was Whiplash. This was pre-Up Spook Hill. Perfect.
So we're right in line with where we're going. So where did Whiplash fall within? We were talking about Radius, and we were talking about just the college, that college era. Where did Whiplash fall in?
Okay, we mentioned the band before, Little Bighorn. Later on, I was out of that band. I think Greg was still with them, if I'm not mistaken. But I had ran into Tim McMillan, which was the guitar player for this band. I don't think he had a band at the time. We were trying to put something together. He knew a drummer, Phil.
He was the guitarist for Whiplash at the time.
Tim, well, there wasn't even a band called Whip. We were just trying to get a band together.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it was Tim played guitar, Phil played drums, I sang, and we needed a bass player. So we ended up, I'm trying to think, did we have Greg then? I think we had Greg then. No, actually, no, we didn't. Because we went to West Virginia. I can't remember. We went to West Virginia. That's where Tim was from, to record 4 songs on that Whiplash name. That's where that was recorded at, was up in West Virginia. Then we got back later on, and this is kind of fast forwarding a little bit to the Up Spook Hill. I'm trying to get to the Up Spook Hill part.
Sure.
We got back, and we ended up losing John, the other guitar players, 2 guitar players, and Tim was still there. And we were like, hey, we need to rename the band because there's another band named Whiplash out there.
Yeah,
we didn't know at the time. Okay. So, and I'm going to do something real quick. We went over to my mom and dad's house. We used to practice at the coroner's office, like what we were talking about before. And we had a bunch of books. We had shelves.
For a second, you practiced in a coroner's office before we go any further. Like, that is just that's metal. Like, that is, I've never heard anything more. That's so metal. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My dad was the coroner for 8 years in Horry County in South Carolina. So that was his office where he worked out of to do business and stuff for the county. So anyway,
that's just cool.
Now, but see that back then, that's the way it was done back then. Now they got like a building up in town and all this other stuff. But anyway, what I was getting at though, we were going through books trying to find a name for the band, and I think it was Tim Pool. We had these Berenstain Bear books right here. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to turn my light on. Don't try not to blind everybody. But I'm going to show you. You go through this book, and I'm going to show you 2 things.
Oh, this is gold. I love this.
I don't know if you can see it, but in the book, can you read it? Is that too bright? Hey, let me turn this on.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark and it's going to say Up Spook Hill.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it a little. I can see it a little bit.
Okay.
I'll be from the Bernstein Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, basically, it's about them sneaking out of they're sneaking out the window, going out, and they're going up the hill, through the trees, through the woods. It's like a kid's book. And they get up Spook Hill, and all of a sudden an owl comes out and goes, "Hoo!" and they get scared, and they run down the hill, blah, blah, blah. But
I remember
Tim
that.
opened the page, and he was like, "Hey, Up Spook Hill," and everybody's like, "That's it, Up Spook Hill." Yeah, from a kid's book. Yeah,
that's awesome. I remember because I read those books like in elementary school. We even had they had the little toys and everything too, and I had them like in the 90s. The Bernstein Bear books. I remember a lot of those stories. So that's where you got the band name from. That's fantastic.
That's where it got from.
I love it. There you go.
And we had to change. It was Whiplash. We changed a couple of guys changed here and there. It did Spook Hill, boom, and rest is history, I guess you say.
And you became oh man, that's gold. That is so.
But see, Phil was the drummer for Whiplash, but later on we got another drummer, Tim Pool. That was the one that we were jamming with him at the time. Then later on we needed a bass player. We remember Greg. I jammed with Greg in bands before, so I said, Greg, and he and then he joined up Spook Hill, and boom, we had a band.
That was it, and that was the
Yep.
beginning of the journey with you and Greg, and the
Yep.
whole that
And
that
me and Greg, me and Greg, we've been friends forever. I mean, we've been ever since college. We've been friends. So yeah.
that is so cool. It's cool because I was in a band with my brother for like 7 years, and when
Right.
you have a band member that you have a lot of history with, and just I
Yep.
mean there's a kindred spirit kind of just relationship that forms, and that bond I
Right.
mean it's almost closer than a brother. It's like
Oh yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
you just I'm sure it like in your head you've got all the memories, right? From like
Yeah.
touring and
Oh yeah.
gig
Yep.
after gig, and like all of just like the bad times, the good times, the stuff that brought you closer. You're in a lot of it's like when a lot of your first memories, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
it's special when you have a friend like that X amount of years later, and you're like, dude, you remember like 30 years ago when we and because like I've got a couple of friends that are like that, and
Right.
it is the coolest thing because you when you sit down and whether you're having dinner or you hang out, like you just look at each other and you just know, like you just know, and it's to me it's just the coolest thing when you're in a room with somebody that you have that amount of history with, and especially with like band memories and stuff. So, Frank, if you want to do more shout outs and then get into, I think
Mm.
that next song is an Up Spook Hill song. This would be a perfect segue into that. Frank, are you muted?
Of course I am. So we left off with Greg Hutto. We've got Enigma Bird Halloween Party. There's a lot of Halloween tracks. I guess 'tis the season. Lunar Vibe. We've got Vintage Tone. Another gentleman artist with a new axe. Really cool guitar. In the Cloud. Ricochet. Lady Stardust. We got Mike and Don. Genesi. Mike and Don has Big Red. Did you put that together for Don with respects to that email? They have a release coming out on Spotify and all these platforms. And yeah, there we go. Thank you for the email, Don. Johanna Lynn, Pulse. Brad Example has a new track out. He did with Dave Bond, Long Goodbye. David Joshua, Turquoise and Gold. Dragon's Nail, Puppets, and Avid Beats. You really got to go check that one out. It's called Fade Away. And Tabitha Rains, who's going to be on the show soon, along with Tremor, Bear, and Ian Luckett that I see in the chat.
Nice.
We've got so many great talents coming up. We got Cold Acre coming up on November 4th with Lori. And hopefully we get Rhett in here soon. Rainfield Music, Stephen Ewert, a couple of brilliant musicians there. Steve, that was just a Rainfield Music. That was just a fantastic track you put out there. And then another brilliant artist titled Rain. A fantastic song. Feeling she should be on the show soon. We're trying to coordinate some dates. Please go check her channel out. And then Leni Perez featuring Hugh Caldwell. And we got both links. The track is called Middle of the Road. And then we got Hugh's link as well. I might as well finish these and go right through. There's only about 6-7 more. We have Dwight the Hitman Bailey with the music box. And we got Robbie Stingle, an original, 'Cause I'm Missing You. Really cool track. Please go check it out. Bowstar, Black is the Color. And then we have Dwight Carr, Easier to Lie. Brian Drums, Creepin' Death. Drew the Genius did a collab with Genius and Chaos, Professor Chaos. You please go check that out. The Mix Club. I caught the replay. What a fantastic jam. Live country music stream for Grams. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, Rhett. Mark Tanner, Bad Company. Dragon Orb Music, Dancing in the Dark. Jerry Gomes, Better Than Nothing. I want to tell everybody that these are only 63 premieres. If you go to the playlist, there's got to be over 115. And there's probably over 120, 130, 140 songs on that playlist. Please go check it out. DJ Big Red will post a link. It is now live. And that's it. We'll stop there, and then we'll continue with the up and coming. Did you want me to shut out the next song, or where are we at?
Yeah, I think the next song is perfect to segue into.
Perfect.
Is this the one, the latest one I did?
This is the Longhorns with the Devil Again.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll get into. Yeah, we'll get into
gotcha.
that. This is my favorite one on tonight, so I love it.
Gotcha.
Lock horns with the devil again. How great was that?
I want to play a show now. Like, I'm just like, oh man, that is my favorite one. I mean, there's so many good songs tonight, and there's some really good, I think, diverse songs coming up. That one just, you know what, dude? See, here's the thing. Coming
Your
from the background that
vocals.
you come from,
Right.
you know, singing in church, and it real similar to my background. You're gonna know this band. You know who you sound like and who Up Spook Hill reminds me of. It reminds me of Bride. You know, I'm sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Remember
I've heard of
'90s,
them,
like
yeah.
Snakes in the Playground. Like they had that same like they were exiting. They weren't quite thrash, but they were a harder, you know, kind of genre coming out of the '80s, transitioning into the '90s. And when they released Snakes in the Playground, I was like, what is this? And like when I first heard that song, I'm like, dude, these Up Spook Hill, these guys remind me of Bride. I'm like, they just killer stuff, man. Absolute favorite. So let's spend a little time with Up Spook Hill. You know, we'll get into your newer stuff, but so you know you explained Whiplash and then Greg coming in, and you know the two kind of sets of band members kind of forming, and then the band name, and then kind of transitioning into Up Spook Hill. How I remember in Greg's interview with Jade, he had mentioned that Up Spook Hill actually got signed, correct?
Yeah. When I was in the band, we were being booked by Showtime Entertainment.
Okay.
But that was a little bit later on. But that was a little bit later on.
Okay.
And he when I got out of the band, I think he was signed. They were signed through somebody else, but I'm not sure. So we got to drag him in here and talk to him and get him involved in the conversation for all that.
So much history with you guys, man.
Yeah. So there's a lot of going back and forth with Spook Hill, because later on, like people going in and out, and you know what I'm saying.
So were you in that band when Greg had mentioned that they had done it was like I don't know if it was a showcase or a battle of the bands kind of thing. Was that during your tenure with them, or I think it was the one that led to.
I might have been out by then. I'm not sure. I mean,
okay.
we did some big shows. We played. I don't know if you heard of Baby Animals before.
The Animals.
Baby Animals.
No, Baby Animals. I haven't heard of that band.
Okay. I think it's like Australia.
Anybody in the chat has, let us know.
Yeah, but we had opened for them. I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of the bands we opened for, I don't really remember as well because I'm, fuzzy.
Yeah,
but,
no, I hear you.
But
go ahead.
They just some that we've opened for that I don't remember. But yeah, Greg could probably be better to tell you about the stuff later on. So can you get to him on that?
Okay. No, I just love Up Spook Hill sound. I mean, it's polished, but it's dirty and raw at the same time. Yeah. And it's just.
But see, just like that song that song was recorded when I was in the band, but there's so much time. Yeah. Okay, but see, the thing is, back then we used to jam a lot. We used to record a lot of stuff, and what happened? Tim passed away. Our guitar player from back then, earlier. When I had heard about Tim passing away, I remembered not too long ago finding a lot of like a box with a lot of stuff, a lot of Up Spook Hill stuff, old band stuff. That's why all this stuff I'm bringing out now. In my mind, I'm thinking if I don't get it out, nobody's ever going to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I do. Yeah.
And I went through it. My stepdaughter, she had gave me a little device. I don't even know what it's called, but you put a cassette tape into your computer and you can turn it into a WAV file. So one night I sit here for like 6 hours and just did that, just to call that old stuff I like and turn them into WAV files. And I came across that song, and I remember they used to record a lot of music, and they would say, "Dave, here's a tape. Come up with some vocal ideas or come up with lyrics or whatever." And that's probably one I never came up with lyrics, but I liked it. I was like, that's got a little kick to it. Maybe I can do something with that now, since Tim's gone. And a lot of this stuff I hear Tim in, because I know his playing, I know his guitar playing. So when I hear it, I know it's Tim.
Right.
So it just brings up a lot of memories and stuff. So it's like trying to get it out. So
no, that's
kind of why that's kind of why I did it. So
no, it's beautiful. It keeps his memory alive, and it keeps. It's like you were saying. It's old Spook Hill, but it's new Up Spook Hill, right? because you're just adding in the the vocals now, and the one thing that stood out to me, like we were talking about before, is the vocals that you put on it and the mix that you have. It sounds like it was all recorded at the same time. I mean, it sounds like you recorded that back in the day, and you just in a studio session. You're like, no, the music was from old tapes, and you added your current vocals on it. And by the way, your vocals sound just as good now as they did on the first song that we listened to.
Thank you.
Incredible. There's Greg. Yeah, there's Greg right there.
Hey, Greg.
Great to see you.
No, I love it, man. That song is just fantastic. So how many songs or albums did you guys do with your tenure in that band?
Well, I mean, they did most of the album stuff after I left the band. So
okay.
We did a lot of recording stuff when I was in the band, but it never really got produced, I don't think. So.
Well, it's great that, like I said, that last song. Do you have any more of those songs that you have added lyrics to that you're going to be doing vocals for?
I have run across some music that I could probably do. I'm gonna tell you something. It's hard to do that, but I did. It wasn't an easy task to create that.
Take time too.
No, because you're trying to replicate something and then do it accurately and do it justice. You don't want to just throw. Yeah.
What I do, my job, I work Tuesday through Saturday, so a lot of times I'm not. If I'm on the computer or I'm working on music, I'll come in here like for a couple hours. But then most of my time I'm working on my music. It's usually Saturday night and Sunday night, and that's kind of my little window to work on stuff. So
right.
I'll sit here sometimes like at nighttime, and I'm sitting here working on stuff, and it'll be like 12 o'clock, and next thing I know, it's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm still working on a song.
I think all the artists in this community are going, yep.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'm gonna do a couple more shout outs because I've got Lori and DJ up my butt trying to listen. There was a little feature I wanted to add to this show, and thanks for the reminder. Lori on Friday nights, she does this backing track challenge, and I really wanted to promote it on this show. Last Friday she had I did write it down, a backing track called Back to Black, and there's more and more participants getting involved in this. Apparently she used to have this show years ago, and I'm glad to see it's doing really well. This week she had Cubic Lover, Blue Gubrius, Dan Anderson, Charles Green, Mitch Hammond, PJ Colby, Alaskan Rocker, Axon Nacho, and Leela. There was a great deal of some fantastic artists that participated, and so I just wanted to give that a little shout out. Lori,
can I piggyback off that for a second? Lori wanted wanted to announce that this Friday, she's going live this Friday, and it's going to be Grease themed. Because we were supposed to do, we weren't supposed to. It was
right up your alley.
Yeah, it's what I wanted to do last Friday, but she, wanted to get that out that this Friday she is going to be going live. It's midnight Eastern.
I'm going to dress as Sandra D.
Eastern. I'm looking forward to that. You and me, baby. Hey! If you're Sandy, I'm Danny, baby. Like that's how it's happening. So anyway, Lori's going live this Friday, midnight Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a Grease theme. Send in your backing tracks to her. You guys are doing some really cool backing tracks. So all right, Frank. That's all.
No. Thank you very much. Hello, Sandy. Great to see you.
Yeah. I forgot. I don't want to step on her toes. Lori is Sandy Mishmash. So.
All right, and then I do want to shout out some up and coming old man music featuring Lady Campion, Eternity, a remix of, I'm not sure what song that is, but it's a remix, and there's the link we're posting now. Crimson Crux is in the up and coming. So once again, dig up her Bones Misfits cover Thursday, October 24th at 8:32 Eastern Time. It's going to be a blast. Hope to see you all there. Please take a second, go over and hit that notification bell. Let's get those numbers up and the algorithms boiling. Then we got Rhodey's Jam Cave, not this Tuesday. At first I thought it was this Tuesday, but I don't mind shouting Mike out for 2 weeks straight. So it'll be on the October 29th. They're going live in the Jam Cave. 15th Bend, Ghost of Tsushima, Eternal Jin Saki Tribute. And that's Friday, October 29th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And then we have, so Independent Many United is putting in a request for people for her Friday show, her Indy After Dark. If you have a video of a live fire burning, anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, please submit it to her via email. You can find her email on her channel. And then, as you all know, Hetriani is going to be premiering his album on the Metalhead Hippie channel. They're working on a date now, and hopefully that'll happen. All of a sudden, I'm losing my throat, my voice. I'm going to continue. I'm going to finish off with the Doing for Others. I always want to mention Dan Anderson, Independent Many United, for all the things that they do. Lori's Mishmash, Leni Perez, Read Between the Lines, Rebel Rocker, Feisty Feather, which I made sure she had her wrench back today. DJ Big Red 81, thank you, brother. Between you and Folk Punk, this show wouldn't be. Crimson Crux, Queen Survivor. I'm glad to see your times got changed and you can enjoy the show. Oh, don't worry, I'll give you some work to do next week. Mike and Don Genese, thank you for everything that you all do. The milestones, I'm just going to finish with this. Don't forget Barry Glenn's birthday today. Happy birthday, Barry.
Happy birthday,
thanks
Barry.
for being such a
birthday.
great friend. Take a Short Break, aka Thomas, has reached 1,000 subscribers. Take a Short Break. Thomas is a really cool dude, great supporter of so many channels. If you follow this link, he writes, Dear friends, today I could really use your help. I've submitted a song to the Kiss of Chaos for a competition on Udio. I don't know if I should pronounce just the letters, but it's UDIO. If you enjoy the track, you can listen to it on Udio and give me a like there. And so I'm just, we posted the link there. Let's go support this artist. He's a awesome dude, and I'm sure he would appreciate it. Let's get on to the third track, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey, one more thing.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Fire away.
I have it. I talked to Greg today, and he is working on a Halloween video for Up Spook Hill, like later on when I was out of the band. So he should have something new coming out with Up Spook Hill also.
Nice.
Just to let you know. Yeah.
Greg,
You better not let me down.
Yeah, we're all. I'm looking forward to that. I know we're all looking forward to that. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be fantastic. Daniel, how are you? All right. So this next song that you chose is Country Life with You.
Yeah.
It's got a date, July 4th, 2024. Is it a celebration song?
I love this song. It's so beautiful.
That's my wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's
Oh,
lovely.
really? That's
That
cool.
makes
This
it
is
even more special.
I love this. This is such a beautiful song. I love this song.
Me too. All right.
without walking by your side, hold your hand. Fishing by the river's edge, watching the time slip away. Living that country life with you. Dusty roads and nowhere to go. Living that country life with you. Night after day, and the sun will be ablaze. Living that country life with you. A pickup truck and a radio. You and I got no place to go. A little twinkle in your eye, love that's so true. Living that country life with you. Dusty roads and nowhere to go. Living that country life with you. Night after day and the sun sets ablaze. Living that country life with you. A front porch swing and you're a sweet tea. A love like yours is all I need. Sitting back, not a care in the world, nothing left to do. Living that country life with you. Dusty roads and nowhere to go. Living that country life with you. Night after day and the sun sets ablaze. Living that country life with you. Dusty roads and we got nowhere to go. Living that country life with you. Night after day and the sun will be ablaze. Living that country life with you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let's get
I
to
love
this.
that song. It's so beautiful. That, man, it almost like it gets you choked up like that when that chorus kicks in, you know, and then like the violin and the, you know, just that total like you know, it's not quite bluegrass, but just that it's just that country, that country violin. What I love is you can go from, you know, your early days and up Spook Hill and your current stuff, and then a gem like that gets thrown in there, and I think that just goes to show the range and the skill set and just like this the musical like prowess that you have. You know, there's so much diversity in there, and that's such a beautiful song. Tell us a little bit about that. Like what inspired you to write that?
My parents, I'm just going to flip a little bit, but they grew up, I mean, they like country music. So when I was coming up, I listened to a lot of country music. Okay. But I'm more of a rock guy. So, but every time I sing, everybody's like, "Oh, you got such an accent. You should do country music." Even my wife's told me that. Greg's even said, "You ought to try to do a country song." You know?
There were a
So
couple
that's
comments
kinda-
in the chat that were saying that. They were like, I forgot who was writing that, but somebody was saying, "I love his accent. Where is he from?" So yeah,
South Carolina.
there you have it.
But yeah, but there's like, you know, since you have an accent, you have to do some country music. Yeah, I'm just country music. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just I wrote those. Sometimes the way my lyrics come up, I'll write something down. I write "Country Life with You" or so, and I don't even know if that's what it was at the time, because I'll write something down. I'll just work around that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just comes from one phrase. I've been in the shower before, and something popped in my head, and the shower's on the other side of the house, I'll throw a towel on and run back here because I don't want to forget it. I'll go grab my phone and I'll record it where I just don't forget it. So,
that voice, just hit that voice memo, get it on there real quick. We've all been there.
But the whole premise of the song was it's like starts at the beginning of a relationship. I got another video. It's not that one. I did a video. I got most of the video stuff from that Pixel. Most people get stuff from Pixel. You know what I'm talking about? From the website.
Right.
And basically it's like from the beginning of meeting someone, relationship until you getting old, growing old together. And you know, that's kind of the premise of the song.
No, it's beautiful because like when I was going through your catalog, you have the early stuff, and then like I said, the current stuff, and then also that popped up, and I remember hearing that song. I think I first heard that on Hippie's Metalhead Hippie's stream, and I remember hearing that, and I was like, this is the same David, and like it was because it was so. I'm like, this is such a like I love. It's funny, like our backstory, your history, your background is so close to mine. Like my growing up in elementary school, my parents, it was country music, but my dad was a rock guy, and so when they transitioned out of the urban cowboy and went to rock, and so I understand what you're saying because I had the same thing. So I love country, like I love Dwight Yoakam, and I mean I love country. So when I heard that, I went, this is great. I love that. So let's back up a little bit. We've exited out of Up Spook Hill, and you're writing more material and stuff. So what style, like when you exited Up Spook Hill, what was kind of the direction that you wanted to go in? Because that during that time frame, the industry changed so much, right? You know, and so what were you feeling that you were I know and the reason I ask this is because I noticed a lot of traces, and you mentioned your Michael Jackson roots. I noticed a lot of traces of like industrial, which was very, very common. It's funny when I see your body of work, I see exactly what happened to a lot of bands that came from like the 80s, like early 90s. A lot of them, as new metal was coming up, right? In the late 90s, there was this transition. Like almost when Nine Inch Nails, I can't talk tonight. When 9 Inch Nails came out, there was this transition into industrial, and I hear a lot of that in the current stuff you're writing. So what were you feeling that the direction you wanted to go in after you exited Spook Hill and you were writing that stuff? Were there any more bands or?
Yeah, there were probably a lot of bands. But I probably can't think of all of them. So
I figured.
Yeah, well, basically, the reason why I'd left Up Spook Hill at the time is because, I mean, excuse me, sorry, I got a little dry throat. I left Up Spook Hill at the time because, I know, right? Obligations. Like, I was getting behind on some bills. I was getting behind on car payments and stuff. I was on the road all the time. Things weren't getting done at home, You know what I'm saying? I hadn't even met my wife yet. I mean, I wasn't even married yet, but it's just things was happening, and I had to take care of it. And so I'm the one that stepped away. I had to step away because it just I wanted to be there, but I couldn't be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I had stepped away, and I probably didn't do. And I think I talked to Frank about this before. At that point, when I finally a couple years later, I had met my wife. Oh, by the way. My wife, that I'm married to, and Greg's ex-wife, they're sisters. So actually, we are brothers.
Oh wow, this is getting better and better. Like this is family.
Frank, we hit, like, you brought David on, and we hit a gold mine. Like there's so much.
So me and Greg's like brothers forever. So
yeah, it was meant. You could tell, like,
whether
when God
want
created
to or not.
Yeah, God created you guys, and it was just it was meant to be. That is wild, man.
I was in his wedding. I mean, I've known him forever. So, but there was a time there that when I met her, I actually met her through Greg. Greg and his wife at the time, they introduced me to her. They're like, "Oh, you might like my sister," and I got up with her, and we hit it off, and we've been together ever since.
That's so cool. How long have you guys been together? Like,
Luke.
Hit me with that.
Stepbrother.
What years? 24 years. Yeah, I got it.
24. Congratulations. That is so cool, man. Congratulations.
Sorry, I'm gonna interrupt because
Yeah.
Tremor Bear put that little thing there. And Luke, I am your stepfather.
Yeah.
Brother. But the
Spaceballs.
irony of this is not many people know that
About Star Wars.
He's David's a Star Wars fanatic.
Oh yeah.
If you see everything back there, it's all Star Wars.
Yeah, right.
It's actually in front. It's all the way around. It's all the way around.
Around that whole room.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Yeah.
David, we got a song that has a line that I think you're gonna like, and we're
What's
two
that?
videos out. We're 2 videos out from it, but I think you're gonna dig it.
Okay.
That was that comment was so funny. It reminded me of Spaceballs. Like, Luke, I am your father's, mother's, sister's, but he just kept going. He just kept going with it. Like,
Hey, wait, what was the question you asked me again? I don't remember.
I think Tremor just threw me all off. It was I remember I had asked.
Oh, the country song.
It was a country song, and then it was how long have you guys been together? And then okay, so what direction were you feeling that you wanted to go in during that 90s era, right? Every music was transitioning, you have a lot of the hair metal bands like really transitioning into, it was like industrial but new metal, but it was like more experimental, kind of alternative, like alt rock. Like, so what direction? You said there were lots of bands, and what did you find yourself writing, or the direction you wanted to go?
I was listening to Disturbed a lot. I like Disturbed.
Right.
And somebody compared me to White Zombie, Rob Zombie, or whatever.
Okay.
I like the earlier stuff. We actually at Spook Hill used to do Thunder Kiss back in the day too. We actually opened with that.
Wow.
That was like the first song. We come out with that song. So,
everybody knows More Human Than Human, and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I was into all that later on too. So yeah.
Wow. So you fit right into that new. What's funny, dude, is right around that era, that's when I entered the scene with all this. So you've got this whole backstory, when I was just a twinkle in my daddy's eye. And now it's like when you enter this scene, that's when I was 17 years old and entering this scene now we're talking about.
Oh, wow.
Disturbed, White Zombie, pretty much all of the original Ozfest era when all that stuff was coming out. So that's why. Now, were there any like albums or singles that you released during that time frame, or just a lot of writing, gigging, stuff like that?
I was in. Okay, I really can't remember some of these band names, but there was a band up in North Carolina I used to go, and there was a band in North Carolina I joined, and they lost their singer. Mm-hmm. And they were supposed to be in the upcoming show, or they're trying to get into a show about young Indiana Jones. I don't know if you ever remember young Indiana Jones.
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, we had tried out for that. There was supposed to be, it was going to walk out to, I can't remember the whole plot of the thing, but somebody was supposed to come out to the garage, and there was supposed to be a band in the garage playing. It was supposed to be like the son of an older Indiana Jones, and he's supposed to be telling them the story of Indiana Jones. At least that's what we were told. And we tried out for it, and we got down like to the top 3, but then we lost.
Wow.
So,
wow.
But I mean, I've been in and out of different bands after that. So yeah.
That's cool history. Dude, I'm telling you, it's like we had a similar situation like with the movie sound during that time. It's just wild how parallel. Like, I am surprised we didn't cross paths back then. Like that's
really?
That's wild. That is so wild. So when you started writing, there's some of the current stuff that, a lot of the current stuff that I've heard from your channel, a lot of industrial elements. And so is that where you're taking that influence, like kind of like that White Zombie, like that kind of vibe from it? Because like when I hear it, it's so drastically different from like the Up Spook Hill stuff. It's a lot more, I would say, experimental, industrial, like, along kind of that.
I like more like theatrical type stuff.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Wait, I have to interrupt here
Oh, yes, sir.
because the Mishmash has a question. Does David Cartret have a fluffy beard, or is that a shadow?
He's got the light ready to go. It is
Yeah,
the
he's
beard
got the
indeed.
goat.
There you go.
Look at that. Very cool.
See, I'm jealous because of the Indian on my my mom's side. Like I just shave it. There's not. It just doesn't look like. Lori knows. I tried growing a Fu Manchu for her '70s theme show, which by the way is the vest for the Wolfman that we used in the Misfits video. And it doesn't look as good as David's. So
this grows every day. Every morning I'm shaving, so I have to shave every morning.
Yeah, that's. I don't have that. No, I don't have.
I've got a couple of shoutouts here. I'm gonna
go for it, Frank.
So we have. I know Neil was in the chat earlier, along with Nuthouse and Patty Fish, and so we have. Yeah, I'm trying to buy time to figure out why I can't read. Okay, Neil Hahn's Dynasty. These are a lot of. I call these my mentions. There are a lot of. Music and non-music channels that I want to make sure I cover each week. They're great supporters of my channel and so many others. There's the Nut House, Patty Fish had a nice little Victorian vintage post. Rich New Designs, George Echevarria, Jorge, Dead Pole Volt, Dom Torgrosa, Chris Lane Sr., Camp G. May, Mr. Smith, who was in the chat earlier and is a channel member here, Charlie Gabaldwin, we have Valerie Bhat, who opened the show, Robbie Stingle, who's turning country. Please go check out Robbie's latest. Mrs. High, we have Pendar, Jovel de Putzes, and Fish 1999, who's been in the chat stream since the beginning, put out an amazing little post titled Elon. It is so entertaining. Please go check out this. When Fish puts something out, it's worth it. I encourage everybody out there to please click that, check off watch later. Please go check it out. Stephen Ewert, Axon Nacho, who will be on tonight. And by the way, this show, right after this show finishes, you're gonna be dumped onto Vince Gianella's channel. And then we have Deb's Wood Burning Stove, JM Unleashed, the Falcrow, the Mix Club. Rhett's been in here pretty much all night. Noura's Guitar Channel. Noura was here earlier. Great channel, especially if you're a beginner guitarist. He's got a lot of strum along, sing alongs. Pretty cool channel. Pompeii Music, another music teacher. A great channel, does a lot of backing tracks. Lori, you should go check out some of Pompeii's. I think you already know Pompeii. I think I met him through you. He's out of Malta. Rise of Dark Leela, Michael Songs, and Guitar Hack. A bunch of great channels there. Guess what time it is?
I could guess, but I'm going to let the chat do that.
What time is it, chat? Hang on to your pianists, because it is time for the pianist composer segment of this.
Great. You know what's funny?
What's that?
15th just entered the chat.
Oh no!
Yeah, just literally the timing couldn't get any like. Every time he just entered the chat, like that's so funny.
It's his favorite part. Let's talk pianists.
Oh my God.
All right. So this is all joking aside. This is my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
It's actually before I even started the show, I put together a little montage with all the pianists in this community that just sounds all wrong. And so I was able to incorporate this into this show, and it's pretty cool. I think they're the most underrated musicians in our community. I don't think they get enough love for what they do. So please go check out and support these brilliant artists. I'm gonna play a little montage that we created. And the backing track for this, I think this week we kept it with, I'm not even sure which one I used. I used 3, usually Lori's. Yeah, I can't even think today. Let's do this. And we're going to be posting all the links as we go. Thank you, Snooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So
love that.
hey Frank, so during that segment I left to get a little snack because I mean we're almost done with the show, and I just for that pianist section, I was wondering if you wanted a little eggplant for I mean just any
Lori, what are we doing with this guy?
15th may have been a little hungry, so just little eggplant here for you. So
That's a
good stuff, man.
bastone.
Yeah. Hey, I figure you're Italian, you could do something with it. So
That's funny. All right. So back to Dave. Yeah, I don't know what you guys were talking about. Did you want to play the next track? It's
Yeah,
Runaway.
no,
Yeah?
I absolutely. I think the next track will segue into some of the more current stuff that I'm sure David wants to, promote and have people hear.
All right.
you know.
Yeah, and I think this is one that you both chose. Am I correct on this, David? Runaway?
That's-
I muted our featured artist. I mean, just why wouldn't I?
Oh, is that what?
Go ahead. Was this
No.
one of the tracks that you both picked? I think
I
it
didn't
was.
pick this one.
No.
Pick
So
this one. No. This is all
I
Nate.
don't remember.
this
I don't
is all
remember.
Nate. Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
there is one that you guys, but
I
love it.
thought there were. I can't remember.
I don't think you played any I picked so far.
That's
You know,
okay.
when there's so much vocal talent to pick from, you know, it's just.
Hey,
Well,
I-
putting together
when-
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
when you were asking me to pick 5 songs, I sit down and I kept picking 5 songs. I'd scratch one out. I'd pick another. I mean, I ended up picking like the more Halloween, the more because I was thinking it's getting
Right.
close to Halloween. But I actually
Yeah.
like what Nate picked, so he did a great job.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You know, there's
yeah,
just
well,
there's so
Nate
much
approached
vocal.
me. He goes, "So I guess as the co-host, I got to choose 5 songs." I went, "Oh yeah, that's how we started the show, isn't it?"
You know, there's so much. There's so much diversity in David's vocals. I'm like, the community needs to hear, because you know everybody. And by the way, guys, go like and sub David up. I mean, we need to, like Frank said, you know, I mean, we're stronger together. And David, just as Thomas would say, just criminally, you know, feloniously undersubscribed. Go give him a like and a sub. And I figure, you know, there's so much diversity in these songs. They're going to go, because I mean, the chat was lighting it up. You know, we went through the Spook Hill section, and then I know there's a lot of singer-songwriters in the chat. And I think the variety that was given just really showcased your skill set. And the songs were just too good, man. I mean, it's just too good. This one's great too. I love this one. Let's play it, man.
Let's play it.
Okay.
And welcome Adam Holtz, the feature channel for tonight.
Life without your love, it haunts me every day. I wait for love to come, but you just run away. And now I can't take this, the hell that we go through. It's like the love we had before. There was a me and you. Every time you want our love, you walk on out the door. Every time you want more, you walk on out the door. Every time you want our love, you walk on out the door. Every time I want love, you run away for more. I never meant to hurt you, did not mean to deceive. But in the darkness of desire, the truth can be perceived. And now I'm left with regrets. Our hearts are torn in two. And now we're lost in the echoes of things we can't undo. Every time you want our love, you walk on out the door. Every time you want more, you walk on out the door. haunts me every day. I wait for love to come, but you just run away.
Yeah, that's you know, as a power ballad guy too, like the Follow Your Heart and that one, I'm like, dude, that is and from two different eras. Like, tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, that was the first version of that song. Did you hear the second version?
No, I read that in the the description. Is that one? I don't know. Did I miss that on the channel? Is that
No.
posted?
Okay, so first I put that one out.
Okay.
And when I first put it out, because Greg always pops in to all my premieres or talk, we always talk all the time, you know. And Greg's like, "Oh, I like it." He said, "But the vocals," he said, "it's not David vocals. He's not David Cartridge vocals." And I realized what he was saying, because there's parts in that where I'm not holding. I'm like, I hold the notes longer. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In the chorus. And if you go back, there's a black and white version of that video where I redid the vocals, and I'm holding the tracks. I'm holding the vocals longer on them.
Very cool.
To me, the vocals are better on it. That's all.
I wish.
But that's still a good song.
No,
that's okay. That's okay.
I wish I would have stumbled. There were so many videos that
yeah.
It's a great song, man. I just that's a great song. What inspired you to write it? Like, what is it? What's it about?
Basically, like someone coming into your life and then just walking away, just leaving. You know,
just as it is, just the lyrics. I thought maybe there was a specific or.
And see, I write a lot of this stuff down from years past, and I'll come up.
Right.
I've got boxes and notebooks full of. I mean, I got notebooks just surrounded with me that I'll come across lyrics and I'll just write it down, and just, you know, it may be from 10 years ago, 20 years ago, or whatever. But yeah, it's just basically all it is. You know, someone you think about, you care about, they come in your life, and then next thing you know, they're gone. You know,
yeah,
they're not there anymore.
I think the melodies that you chose for that, the phrasing, and the lyrics, I think it all just marries and just blends beautifully in that song. I love it. Like, Follow Your Heart, that one. I heard those and I'm like, oh, those are it. Like, those are fantastic songs. Frank, I think the next song, I think it's one that we mutually, I think it's one that both of us, and because if I remember
I knew there was one or two.
I thought there was two, but it could just be one. But I think this one has some industrial elements to it.
Which one is this one?
Nothing Going On.
I didn't pick that one either.
All right, so I'm over. I'm over 5. Like, so
you just shit on David's parade.
Yeah, just
right across the board.
Yeah, let's bring David on and just, you know, let's have Nate insult, you know, his very existence.
No, it's all good. You did good. I like all the songs.
I like them all. I love what
Horrible.
you picked. I really do.
These were all my first picks. You just picked my first picks. That's all.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, there you go. You made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
Thank you,
but a little.
Queen found your black and white version.
Yeah.
You found the black and white? Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. There's a link. Go check it out, guys.
Yeah, the vocals on that I kind of remastered the vocals. They sound a little better on that one. That's all.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out right after the stream. But
okay. I got a habit of doing that because I get in a hurry. I was like, I'll put things together and I want to get it out quick. Especially, and I will say this, since I'm joining the community, and I will say this too, because the only reason why I'm in the community because of Greg. Greg is the one that said, hey, there's this community, David, you might be interested. I think you'd fit right in perfect with these people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and I was like, I'll check it out. And he's the reason why I got involved and everything. So I'm glad he did all that. So,
hey, we're glad that you were submitting and getting these songs out to the channels because,
thank you.
You know, like, you such strong vocals, and that's the way Frank and JJ were for us. You know, just hey, you know, hey, I think you should submit your song over. Next thing you know, it's just, you're submitting to all the channels, and it's great. I mean, everybody's supporting each other, and I love it.
And
But
Frank, that was another thing. When I first got in, I think that's when Frank's song was, everybody was doing the New World.
New World. Yeah,
Right.
that's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And I was asking Greg, I was like, that's pretty cool. I was like, I'd like to do that. How do I do that? He's like, reach out to Frank.
And you did great. It's fantastic.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, let's play Nothing Going On. It's Wow, eh?
Hey, how cool that, I'm telling you, that chat, did you see the chat? It completely lit up on there. Everybody mentioning the energy of it. I don't know if it was Sal. I know Sal had some kind words to say about it. Somebody in there mentioned that was the first song that they heard from you. Hey, Paula.
That was probably the more recent one too.
Yeah, someone, I'm scrolling through it right now. Somebody in the chat had mentioned that was the first song that they. Oh, here we go. It was Sal. First tune I heard by David David Cartret, awesome, man. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that chat was lighting up. They really dug that song, man. Tell us a little bit about that. What was the time frame you wrote that and the inspiration behind it?
Actually, I wrote this pretty recently.
Yeah, I remember it saying 2024. Yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot about this. If you listen to the words, it's like I can't dance. I don't know if you remember hearing that. It's like I can't dance. I can't. It's like I'm getting older. My bones are getting more achy. So it's like, and I have arthritis too. So I can't do things I used to do. And basically, it was kind of writing around that whole situation, me dealing with the fact that my body and I am getting older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just can't. And I remember too, like being on stage, huh?
And you're on your feet all day long, right?
Oh yeah, I am on my feet all day long. Yeah, yeah. So it's just that's kind of where the inspiration of the song come from. But I was kind of twisting it a little bit. I always take things like that and twist it. I was trying to make the album Zombieland more of like a zombie like theme. So I was trying to get it around that whole theme. That everything I've written around that, I try to put in that whole perspective. Whether it's fitting or not, I'm not sure, but and sometimes words come out that may not make sense, but they rhyme and they sound good. So I'm like, hey, I like that. So I just kind of
No, it's great. The song had a great groove. High energy. Just it. You know what? It almost had like that. Almost John Fogerty, like CCR kind of feel to it.
Oh wow.
Like a modernized like CCR feel to
John Fogerty meets Duran Duran.
Yeah, that's I think.
I used to love him.
I think that's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah, I loved it, man. So what you have some songs that you're working on now, and I know you have the new you had a new album, right? That was actually was it Zombieland?
That was Zombieland, yeah.
Right, because I remember a couple of your YouTube videos are promoting that. So if you don't have David's current album Zombieland, go check it out. Where can they go get it?
Pretty much everywhere. I mean, Bandcamp, or you go. I mean, I put stuff on DistroKid, and DistroKid kind of puts everything out there. iTunes.
So it's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, I pretty much try to put it out there everywhere. So yeah.
Yeah, and if
it's not out there, let me know and I'll put it out.
If it is on Bandcamp, let Jeff or Metalhead Hippie know, because he's a huge supporter of
Jeff. Yeah, he throws me out there. He throws me out there every once in a while. I love that too. So
awesome. Yeah. So Zombieland
communities really helped me out a lot.
Yeah, you know what? Like Frank and I talk all the time about that. There's so many communities here on YouTube, and just in general, even outside of YouTube. And I don't think I've found one that's as supportive or encouraging, uplifting. You don't get there's not a whole lot of critiquing or judging, like in the chats and in the comments. And it really makes you want to just keep putting out music and keep supporting more artists, because everybody just has a kind word to say. And it really, it's one of the best, I think, things that Tanya and I kind of stumbled into, that God brought our way, was this community. Because I'm sure, as you know, you go through years where like I've said this before 100 times, your friends and family are not your fans. That's a separate thing. They can be, but for the most part, it's really hard in your inner circle to have people, because they know you, right? Like as a family member or as a friend, but there's not that genuine love for the music. And I think this community has a genuine love for the artist and the music, and, supporting them. So, see, there you go. Wes Herndon right there. Hey, we're all glad that you did, Wes. So we look forward to hearing more from you too, man. I love that. God bless you, man.
Wes is going to be on the show soon.
Can't wait. That's going to be great. Yeah. So yeah, you know what, David, I know everybody here is behind you. The chat was lighting it up, especially on those last couple of songs. I absolutely loved it. Me, I went completely gaga over, like I said, that the vocals that you put on the Up Spook Hill song, the locking horns with the devil again. That just, that really got my blood pumping. So I know everybody here completely supports you. But Zombieland, it's out everywhere. Go check it out. We covered the plans for the future, that you have more songs that you're working on that we can't wait to hear.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I know y'all do a lot of cover songs.
We don't.
I'm not.
We've only done a couple.
Okay. Well, recently I know y'all doing cover songs. I don't know the rules on YouTube about putting out cover songs. You know what I'm saying? Do they care? I've actually thought about doing a couple of cover songs. That's why I'm asking you.
So it's a 50-50 thing. Most people get away with it, right? So what you're dealing with are the PROs, the performing rights organizations, right? So your ASCAPs, EMIs. It's basically their contracts with YouTube. So basically what happens is YouTube has a list of songs, right? And I've talked to Leela about this, Rise of Dark Leela, and she wants to get something going where those that are putting out cover songs, if they're getting any strikes, to make a list. And we would like to get a list going from the community of songs that are being accepted and songs that aren't. But with cover songs, most of the time you're good. You might get a claim.
Eagles.
Yeah,
even if
that's
you play it on an acoustic.
People are being shut down big time, right? With Eagles, and there's a couple other bands, but basically most of the time there a lot of, like, Lori's Mishmash does a ton of covers, and she does really good covers. Most of the time you're good. So what will happen is, if there's a song that you do that another artist or a copyright holder has registered with through YouTube's content ID system, what will happen is you'll get a copyright claim that'll pop up, and it's just like a warning. Our new video, Dig Up Her Bones, as soon as it got uploaded, a claim popped up that there's another publishing company. And what will happen is, either you'll get that green check mark that says that it's allows it on YouTube, or sometimes, like Lori's had this experience with a strike. A lot of it has to do with your channel being monetized. Although, like Lori was correct too, there is a difference between being copyright and monetization. But honestly, dude, if you want to do a cover, I would just go for it.
Put it out, see what happens, right?
Most of the community does it. And to be honest, because of the contract that YouTube has with most PROs, I know they had a recent thing with CSAC that they had a little butting heads there. So a bunch of songs got taken off.
I remember hearing about that, yeah.
Yeah, major artists. So it wasn't just people covering their songs, but actually like Green Day and other bands, so I don't know if that got settled. But honestly, dude, most of the community does covers. Most of them don't have problems. The channels that are monetized do seem to have more issues, because they're getting monetized when the song pops up. Now it does give them that option to whether that song is able to be monetized or not. But to just, in short, I'd go for it, man. Most of the community does covers.
I think this will work. What I do, I did this for a couple of the tracks that I wasn't familiar with on this show, and I post them as private.
Okay.
And then it'll tell me you have a claim against this. Right? Okay. Then I have the option of whether I'm going to play it on a show or not. What I'm looking for is, I don't care about the claim. Yep. Like, who cares? I'm here to support the artist, right? Not for the 30 cents I'm going to make in over a year.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for that strike. And correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody out there knows. I think if you post it private and it is something like that, I don't think you're going to get shut down, because it really hasn't been released. But
that was the impression I was under.
At least it'll tell you whether it's, good to go or not. That's what I'm thinking.
Thumbs up. Yeah. Thumbs up if y'all want to hear a cover by Dave.
Yeah, that one's
I want to hear a cover by Dave.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, you know what, man? we just went for it, and
Yeah.
like I said, I know a lot of people in the community do covers, and I'm like, they seem to be fine. So I would just
Okay.
and that's the other thing. YouTube has contracts with a lot of these PROs to be able to play cover. It's same thing like when you're getting a cover song license. We've done a couple cover songs and distributed them, right? And we to get a cover song
Right.
license to do that song and dance. A lot of
Okay.
DSPs, digital service providers like Spotify and stuff. I didn't know this, but they actually have to pay the rights to be able to have the cover songs on their platform. So when you do a cover, it's basically covered by the streaming services anyway. So it's when you get into
Okay.
distributing it, like where they buy it, like digitally,
Yeah.
that's where a lot of the
Yeah.
issues come in, and you have to like
Yeah.
usually pay for prepay for X
Right.
amount of units, and that's what we've had to
Gotcha.
do with cover songs.
And that's exactly what I was talking about, Laurie. I agree. And that's why I was thinking if you put it private,
Okay.
you won't get as much trouble. I'm thinking because it technically hasn't been posted yet. So it's not for public. I don't know.
Well, if I get something out of it, I'll holler at y'all.
But that's a discussion for another
Everybody
day.
does. Everybody
Sounds
does.
good.
Yeah, everybody
A lot
wants
of-
to hear you do a cover.
A lot of it is
Okay.
still the
Thank
Wild
you.
West too, because their
Yeah.
content ID in the grand scheme of things it's been around for a while, but not a super long time. So there's still a lot of gray area and like Wild West territory with all this. So you'll find that it goes back and forth with the feedback from everybody. So
Can't touch
Okay.
this. Yeah.
I see that.
All right. So
That was what I was doing. Can't touch this.
Well, I want to personally thank you, David. This has been a fantastic show. The chat
Thank
was
you.
lit up. I appreciate you coming on the show. Nate, fantastic as always.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah.
No, David. We hope we did you justice, David, because I know all of us feel your vocals and your talent deserves it, man.
Well, y'all let me know when y'all want to do like a thing with Greg. He's literally like 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Really, he is.
No, and I believe Frank, you said Greg was coming on, right? Like,
What's no? See, it was initially supposed to be Greg and David.
gotcha.
And
Okay.
JJ told me that Greg was working, so we kind of just, yeah. But we can definitely get Greg on the show. Absolutely. Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on. But David, I know the community that, like Frank said, the chat was lighting up. First time I heard you, totally loved like the Spook Hill stuff. Had me right from the get go. Loved the current stuff too. So we all love you, and we can't wait to hear all the new material that you got coming out. So
And I'll be
Even the
honest,
covers.
we've only touched the surface because we've only heard like 2% of my lives, so we got a long way to go, really.
I love it.
yeah, I wish the show was longer so we can get into that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Vince would kill us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
and
that
check
sounds
out
good.
Vince.
Thank you.
Vince
Yes.
Vince Janella should be streaming now, right? And I believe he's streaming.
9:30.
So we're gonna
you
be,
know.
yeah. The show is gonna dump us all over to Vince's channel.
there you go.
Please stick around and let that happen because I think it's really cool. And Vince is a super cool dude.
Yeah.
And I'd like to support his channel also. And don't forget Axe and Nacho at 11 o'clock. Performing also. So go check out Vince and then jump over to Axe and Nacho. I want to thank all my mods for another amazing show tonight. Thank you, Folk Punk DJ Big Red, for all the support and all the work you guys put behind the scene. To all the mods, you guys are amazing. Snooks, Queen, Lori, Hetriani, Folk Punk, all of you out there tonight. I appreciate you all. Feisty's got her wrench back. I don't know what I did, but I know I did something. But thank you all. We're going to close off this show with D. Lynn a D. Lynn song with Ryan Holt backing track. And this one's called YouTube. It is going to be the feature song for the Community Pulse. I'm trying to put together a video, something a little humorous. But she does have a video. Please go check out D. Lynn's channel. And that's it. I wish you all an amazing evening. Take care. And I'm going to watch the Leaf game on replay.
Good night, everyone.
Love you all. Thank you, David.
You rock,
Nate.
man.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Frank.
you, David.
Thanks, Nate.
YouTube where the stars shine, musicians playing guitars and feeling fine. They're singing songs and posting every day, making videos in their own special way. YouTube where the music's alive, singing, playing, posting all the time. Comment, like, and share the groove on YouTube where we all improve. On YouTube where we all improve. From bedroom studios to big bright lights, they're jamming out, rocking through the night. Fans are listening, tapping to the beat, leaving comments, making it so sweet. Collabs and covers, originals too. Every day there's something fresh and new. Join the fun, let your voice be heard. On YouTube, we're in our own world. YouTube, where the music's alive, singing, playing, posting all the time. Comment, like, and share the groove. On YouTube, where we all improve. On YouTube, where we all improve. Live streams, the excitement's real. Sharing moments, it's a big reveal. From comments to community chats, on YouTube, that's where it's at. YouTube, where the music's alive, singing, playing, posting all the time. Comment, like, and share the groove. On YouTube, where we all improve. On YouTube.